Hey, we'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Isotope, makers of software and plugins for audio repair, mixing, and mastering. We use Isotope products here at the High Gain. It's an important part of how we've been able to bottle pure podcast gold week after week. And guess what? Isotope offers 1 free month of Music Production Suite Pro, which has all the tools you need to mix, master, and repair audio. Also, you can get 10% off all other software using the promo code FRET10. That's FRET10. All of this is at isotope.com, IZOTOPE.com.
Hey, this is Ed Peterson.
And this is John Kiltica. Ed.
John,
Yeah?
it's the High Gain Podcast.
PM edition.
Oh my God, it's late night. We're not used to this. It's dark out.
It's 7 and there are wolves outside.
Yeah. Where are we recording from, John?
We are still in the basement.
The basement in beautiful West Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little rainy out, a little shitty. Who cares?
I don't know.
What are we going to talk about?
Oh, we're going to talk about guitars and videos.
Oh, okay. This might be the first time we've done that. Maybe.
Maybe. We're talking about a band
Yeah.
that's new to us.
Okay.
And I think our viewers are going to really dig it.
Yeah. Chlorine.
Chlorine. Do you know Chlorine?
I do. And Jared Russell.
He's the guy that writes all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared, are you there?
I'm right here. How's it going, guys?
Great.
Jared Russell.
How did we do on that intro? Was it flawless?
Perfect. I was enthralled instantly. I want to hear more.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to be asking that question a lot as we go along because I need like constant affirmation.
I will lie to you the whole time.
Nice.
Perfect.
It was
Perfect.
flawlessly awkward, Ed.
That's fantastic.
Where are you talking to us from, Jared?
I am in my basement in Portland, Oregon, and it is dark and rainy as hell here too.
Well, you know, we have that swirling vortex of pain over us.
It's so true.
There's a vortex and a thermal river or something.
Yeah, California's getting belted.
Yeah. I've been going to the gym recently because I'm getting old and I need to start doing gym stuff. And you have a new single out, Thanks for Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing you don't want to do when you're doing old guy working out stuff is look at your phone, right?
Well, for sure.
You need to just focus up.
Yeah.
So I threw Thanks for Nothing on and just hit repeat. I listened to this song for an hour and 26 minutes yesterday.
We've only put out one song so far, so you're just going in a loop. Perfect.
Exactly. PR'd every bench I hit, bench pressing 40 pounds or whatever. But, PR's for me. What do you think of that?
I think that's great. I'm sorry for your loss of having to hear the song 200 times, but if I ever need somebody to fill in, you probably know the song better than me at this point.
I know the song pretty well, yeah.
This is the lead single off an upcoming album, right?
It's a 4-track EP. I flew out to Massachusetts to record it with Alan Day from 4 Year Strong. And I'm just kind of releasing one song at a time. It's a little bit easier for people's attention spans nowadays.
It does seem like that's how it's all going. Nobody really drops a full album anymore.
I don't think people really listen to full albums anymore, which is strange because I absolutely do. I enjoy listening to albums in full pretty much every time I listen to music.
I was firmly anti-vinyl for a while. When streaming became a thing and the convenience of it, I just ripped all my shit down and threw it on hard drives, and then I just had all my music. And I found that my attention span just split off. And I would do that thing where I would just skip songs and stuff. And in the last couple years, I have gone back to vinyl because I just want the focus of I'm going to put this thing on and I'm going to listen to side A.
100%.
And then I'm going to flip the record over.
Yeah.
It's a more thoughtful way to consume media.
I've heard it's actually good for you mentally. Just listening to the physical vinyl itself releases some chemicals in your brain. That could be total bullshit, but that's just what I read in a book at a therapist's office.
One thing that caught our eyes is that you described the genre that you're working in as grunge revival.
Kind of a bold claim, but I'm just not hearing like what I want to hear. And literally Chlorine started as I sat down and just decided I was going to write the music I wanted to hear, which was blending two of my favorite genres together. And there's definitely a few notable bands that are giving their try at playing grunge right now, but I'm just not the way I wanted to hear it. So here we are.
Yeah. You toured with water parks, is that right?
I did, yeah, about 3 years ago. That was a UK tour.
Okay.
And there is that connection between water parks and chlorine itself, right, Ed?
I I was looking up water parks and chlorine, thinking like, oh, I'll find the tour. And no, you find a lot of articles about water parks and chlorine together. Do that search and you'll just find horror stories about water park tragedies and the fact that there's a ton of fecal matter in water parks and people are getting E. coli. FYI.
Good to know.
Beverages.
Beverages. If you have heard any of our other episodes, you'll notice that the beverage songs are considerably more produced than that.
That was beautiful.
What you just heard and what you will hear in the final product are probably a little different.
Probably two different things. Yeah.
Could you identify that?
Oh, absolutely. It's Third Eye Blind.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
One of my absolute favorite bands.
That was another thing that as I was kind of digging in, someone asked you the question of like, who are your influences? And, I think all of us would say, oh, Soundgarden and Nirvana and Blink-182 and like lots of obvious ones.
Sure.
And then you threw out Third Eye Blind. And I was like, wow, what a weird call out.
I'm glad you felt that way because I kind of almost felt like an asshole for saying that. But I mean, here's the thing about that band. People generally only know the three major hits, but there's just so much good to that band in the deep cuts and in between the major label albums. They're super experimental and just all over the board when it comes to alternative music.
Never Let You Go, 1999, Ed.
Love it. I know I have never owned one of their albums. I put them on and was just like, holy shit, these guys are like bangers only.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, they're all just so good.
They're a full production rock band.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Jared?
Today, I am drinking something very special. You guys hear that?
Yeah, that sounds aluminum.
I'm actually drinking a Polar Seltzer ginger lime mule flavor.
Wow.
So it tastes kind of like a Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
I woke up with kind of a sore throat. Classic thing to say on a podcast.
Great.
This just seemed like a really great choice, and I'm not regretting it.
Non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
That would pair nicely with my Klausthaler original non-alcoholic beer that I'm drinking,
Wow.
which is crafted and bottled in Germany.
Did you guys
I called.
We were talking before this.
Yeah.
Is there any chance, Jared, that you're wearing a Deaf Heaven t-shirt?
There's never going to be a chance that I am.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I guess you're not matching then.
Yeah. Their new album is killer.
Is it? I haven't listened to it.
You might want to check it out. Deaf Heaven.
Right.
It does not sound like that. It is totally like shoegaze.
They always kind of had those elements. I'm excited.
It's really good. What do you got, John?
I have an A&W root beer, an actual soda.
Whoa.
Yeah, sure.
I've been doing a lot of the kind of cold-pressed juices and
Mm-hmm.
prebiotic, which we still don't know the definition of. So I thought, you know what?
You earned it.
Sure.
This has got no caffeine.
You're more of an A&W guy than a Barks guy.
I am tonight, I guess.
Barks has bite.
Barks has bite, which I think means it has
Oh.
caffeine in it.
Oh.
Maybe. It's less creamy than other root beers. You got a bit more psst, a little fizz.
I'm not the biggest fan of using the adjective creamy. Maybe possibly in general, but especially around gear. Creamy tones in guitar music.
But I will say, here's one thing about Barks root beer.
Yeah.
They've had one of the best slogans. Their slogan is, "It's good." It's good since 1864, whatever the hell it is, which is just incredible.
Today, the guitar we will be pairing with this interview
Yeah.
is a early 60s Supro Rhythm Tone.
For Jared, for the viewers at home, it's very Art Deco-y looking.
It is.
It's black and kind of, oh, here we go. It's black and kind of a cream pickguard
Ooh,
with some like cool Art Deco style striping on it.
I'm looking at it right now. It just has the neck pickup.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Oh.
This one does.
Does it have only a neck pickup, but then a pickup selector? Because this one does.
Yes, the Rhythm Tone.
Yeah.
Way back in the early days, before we knew anything about piezo pickups, the guys over at Supro were experimenting with putting pickups in the bridge. So there's an actual pickup, a coil of wire built into the bridge, and then there are pole pieces,
Pole bangers.
pole bangers embedded into the bridge as well. I think they thought that was going to do something. Here's a normal neck pickup. I go down to that bridgey thing.
Huh.
A little soft.
Little different.
Can you go into the middle position? I think that is better. You get a little of that ringy thing out of the bridge, maybe?
That could be. They tried to gussy it up with marketing. They called it the true Spanish rhythm unit.
That's what they used to call you, isn't it, John?
Yeah, I think so. That was my nickname in high school.
Yeah.
I did research on you guys before the show too, and that's the first thing I found.
Oh.
Yeah.
They also called it the Silver Sound pickup.
What was the first one? The what?
The true Spanish rhythm unit.
Fuck, that's sick.
That's a band name.
Yeah.
Neck. The neck looks like a humbucker. It's not. It is a single coil dressed up kind of in a humbucker body.
That's weird because the pole bangers on that are offset. If it's a single coil, the other side isn't way fatter, is it?
No. The
Okay.
other side is empty. Maybe they just thought it looked nicer.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these guitars, these old guys, they take the dirt pretty well. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
What's the body?
The body is what's called reso glass.
What do you think of that, Jared?
I don't think much about it at all. What does that even mean?
Yeah, it's like a chambered wood core that has a coating on it, essentially.
It's like fiberglass.
I'm looking at it right now, and it looks really unique. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this guitar.
Yeah.
The headstock is really crazy looking, too. And it's got lots of detail in the back, like harmony guitar style.
It's got a pick guard on the body, and then there's a raised second pick guard that sits up over the other one.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of the old harmonies as well.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. Is the orange guitar you've got a Mustang, like one of the newer Mustang variants, or what is that?
It's one of the mashups they did. It's the Duosonic.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
It's great because, it's fairly cheap. I can kind of bang it around a little bit.
What are you putting it through?
Right now, I have a pretty weird setup. I'm actually using one of these head rush interfaces.
The Akai head rushes?
Yeah. It's fun. It's like really great for practice and stuff. I'm running that through just a little power amp and then into an orange 2x12. And really, for right now, that's all I need.
Yeah.
I did the huge setup for so long, the 4x12 and the Marshall JCM 800, and it's just, I've got back problems now.
Yeah. I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially during COVID, people ended up inside quarantined and they're thinking, what am I doing with this stack in my living room?
Yeah, exactly.
I had a Vox AC30,
Love those.
and it's like now the thing I play through is a little Benson, and that thing goes down to a quarter watt. And so it's just like I've been shrinking and shrinking and shrinking my amps.
Dude, that's how it goes.
Yeah, the sweet spot is a quarter watt.
What's on your board?
Okay, so they did a reissue, Big Muff, a couple years ago. The Smashing Pumpkins pedal.
The op amp?
Yeah, and it's awesome. I've got that. I've got MXR, stereo chorus. There's a bunch of built-in stuff on the Head Rush. I've got this analog Echo Brain pedal that's really fun to mess around with. That's about it. I keep it pretty simple, honestly.
Is that close to your live rig?
Right now, that is my live rig for sure.
That is it. Okay.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then I also just picked up a 2002 Fender Toronado,
Oh, yeah, those are great.
one of the yellow, bigger body ones, if you guys are familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
I just got it off Reverb. I'm doing a lot of TLC to it. It's got some issues, but it feels great and it's a rad guitar. So I'm excited to get that up and going and have that used on stage as well.
Does it look cool? If it looks cool, everything else can be fixed.
Yeah.
Right.
Buy shit that looks cool.
The other guitar I've got right here in my studio is Gibson Explorer, one of the 120th anniversaries that they put
Yep.
out. And I just had my guy rip out all the volume knobs except for one. And it's just like
Oh.
a punk rock Explorer now. One volume knob and two burst buckers, and it sounds nuts.
That's so great. The Explorer's the only Gibson you need.
Dude, I love them.
Yeah.
I had a Melody Maker a few years back with my old band.
Mm-hmm.
It was like white with black faceplate, and I loved it, but it fell on stage and the neck broke.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Unrepairable.
That's a bummer.
I held on to it broken for like 6 years just because that's what you do with gear you love.
Yeah.
And then eventually I finally let it go.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn shame.
Last week we had Hutch Harris from the Thermals on, and we spent a lot of time talking about his dog. And I saw in an interview, someone asked you what your perfect day off is like. And you said, spending the day with Diego. Your Instagram has a bunch of dog pictures. And I kind of low-key want to turn this podcast into just
Dogs.
musicians talking about their dogs.
That's actually brilliant. I love that.
So can we do that? Can we spend a couple minutes talking about how awesome Diego is?
Please.
Where did Diego come from?
Diego is my dumpster baby.
Ugh.
Yeah, so about 5 years ago, I had a friend. I lived in Colorado at the time, and I had a friend reach out to me because I had mentioned something about really wanting a dog. And she said, my parents in Stockton, California, just found a whole litter of pit bull puppies left in a dumpster.
Oh,
So they rescued them out of the dumpster. My friend actually drove out and got them. Dude, they were like 5-6 weeks old.
Oh my God.
Just helpless. And she brought him back, and I nursed him, and I basically just spoiled him and babied him. You know, that's what you do. And yeah, he's been with me ever since.
He is a beauty.
He flies with me. We moved across the country together in an old Cadillac, just him and I, in a snowstorm. We've been through it. He's my dude.
Another thing that I find really charming about the dog thing is during COVID, so many people are posting pictures of their pets, and it just feels like so much therapy comes from having these animals around.
I think you're right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They call them COVID dogs because people
Huh.
have gone out during COVID and got dogs for therapy and company and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of ups and downs to that, but hopefully more good than bad. Do you guys have dogs as well?
I have a wiener dog, waffle syrup butter. He is 15 years old and has no teeth. He's blind and deaf. and-
Amazing.
yeah.
His name is Waffle Syrup Butter.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And we have Pepper, and she's a pug. Adorable. Amazing.
What a duo.
I can never go back to work. There is no way my wife and I could leave the dogs for 8 hours a day again. It's impossible.
Right.
As far as they're concerned, we are home people.
I don't have dogs, I have cats, but they now follow us all around the house, and it's just the natural state of affairs for them. Oh, you're home all day doing this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, let's hang out.
So this is episode 2 of Dog Talk.
Oh, that's right.
The high gain for dogs.
I love it.
You know what I'm wondering?
What?
Should we talk about some music?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
We give it a shot.
We talked about Jared's single
Right.
as a precursor to the upcoming EP.
Thanks for nothing.
Yes. Would you, Ed, like to hear it?
Oh, my God. I could sing it for you.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah,
But will it be the same if you're not like on a treadmill or something?
probably not.
You're going to start sweating for sure.
Hit it.
This is Chlorine. Thanks for nothing.
Just wanted to say, I just wanted to say, thanks for nothing except the pain and the suffering all the years. Thanks for nothing, cause I made this into something without you here. I'll give up, I'll give in, isn't this what you wanted? Thanks for nothing except the pain and the suffering all the years. Some clarity. Suffice to say, it wasn't clear to me. It's the blood all on my gums. Take a smile and hold my tongue. This was all that I could bear when hell below is way up there. Thanks for nothing except the pain and the suffering all the years. Thanks for nothing, cause I made this into something without you here. I'll give up, I'll give in, isn't this what you wanted? Thanks for nothing except the pain and the suffering all the years. Thanks for nothing except the pain and the suffering all the years. Thanks for nothing, cause I made this into something without you here. I'll give up, I'll give in, isn't this what you wanted? Thanks for nothing except the pain and the suffering all the years. All the years. All the years.
That is very good.
Yep. So imagine that
Over and over again?
over and over on a treadmill. PRing all day.
I imagine you wrecking yourself over that.
Exactly. Yeah, that is great.
So you mentioned it's you and OB on drums, but the rest of the crew would be assembled once you go live again?
It's an interesting situation. Basically, Obi and I help push the idea for this band and get things going to begin with. I've got two really great people also playing in the band that practice with us and will be playing shows with us. I got my buddy Jesse Valdez on guitar and my buddy Alika Pena, who's playing bass. We're a full band for sure.
So you recorded pretty much everything on your own at the studio, right?
COVID had a lot to do with it. I just flew out to Massachusetts. Everything was pre-produced. Alan and I did that the previous 8 to 9 months over Zoom.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the drummer, Jake Masuko from 4 Years Strong, played drums on it, which was totally just like a last-minute decision that happened to work out.
Here's dumb guy question. What does that mean? Pre-produced over Zoom? You just worked everything out, or?
Yeah, basically, we worked through structures of the songs,
Yeah,
came up with new tones, new lead ideas.
got it.
He was fairly hands off when it came to the sound of the songs. They're fairly similar to the demos, but he helped me make these songs really the best they could be.
Got it.
Was the whole EP done out there?
Yeah, all 4 songs, we did them in 5 days.
And so you recorded the bass then, I guess?
Yeah, I did all the leads, all the rhythms, all the bass. Literally, the only thing I didn't do was the drums. Maybe a couple leads Alan jumped on for fun.
Are you going to be touring anytime soon, or?
That's the hope. I actually just confirmed our first 2 shows, which we're going to be playing in Portland. The first one's going to be December 3rd at Holocene for Emo Night.
Oh,
Ooh.
And then December 18th, we're playing at a new venue in Southeast Portland called Manicolta. And that's going to be like a holiday show. A bunch of our friends' bands are playing. Really just kind of shake the cobwebs off because none of us have played a show in a while.
right. 18 months or something?
Yeah, something like that.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that must be like. You get used to this kind of internal life of like, okay, I'm in my house writing this stuff, tracking it all myself. Oh, I have to think about going outside now?
I have to get back on stage and do it in front of people now.
Yeah.
I'm 20 pounds heavier and
Yeah.
tired.
Back problems. But the pre-producing route, at least the Zoom part of it, feels like a very COVID thing to do. That recording process actually seems to me like, I don't know about ideal or whatever, but when you get into the studio,
You're ready to track.
yeah,
I think I'm going to try to push doing that way every single time.
yeah,
I think it has to be with the right person. Alan was pretty willing to just be like, yeah, for sure. Let's schedule something. Let's just do it and knock it out and let's see where we can get.
yeah.
And he opened up his Pro Tools session and I can see it remotely from my computer and we can hear all the changes we're both making on each other's ends. It was a really cool way and a really hands-on way of going about it.
In contrast, some of the other people we've talked to have opted for the more DIY route.
Right.
How do I do this in my bedroom? How do I build a vocal booth?
The funny thing is I'm doing that as well. Literally, I've got this room in my basement,
Sure.
but I'm really just doing that for demos and like trying to be able to have the best quality demos I can. But I think recording with somebody that you look up to musically and getting that outside ear, like
Yeah.
you can't do that in your basement.
I don't know if you are into people saying, I kind of hear ... other band influence thing. But the weird band that jumped out at me is actually Helmet, which is like
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
The more chunky stuff?
in the heaviest sections of the song, I got like Helmet vibes.
Wow.
I'll take that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
To that end, what ideas are percolating in your head as you move forward with the project?
That's a good question. I'm definitely going to keep going down this road and just see how far I can push it. I've been doing punk rock and pop punk for a long time. Adding grunge and a lot of dissonant and heavier elements to it is newer for me and it's exciting and it's fun. So I'm going to see how far I can push that envelope and really just see how people respond.
Goddamn, like I welcome it.
For sure.
I actually like Billie Eilish. I like a lot of popular music right now, but every few years someone come in and just fucking kick the door in a little bit.
I think it's healthy.
I think we did a great job. I kind of think we nailed it today.
Do you?
What do you think, Jared?
I feel good about it.
Yeah?
We talked about music. We talked about dogs.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
We covered some ground.
Yeah. I did notice that at one point you said, "Oh, that's a really good question," to something John asked. And
Uh-huh.
you never actually said that about any of my...
That's a really good observation.
Yeah, exactly.
You picked up on that, did
Yeah,
you?
yeah, exactly.
Where do people go to find out more about Jared Russell and Chlorine?
That's a great question.
Oh,
Shit.
You can find us on Instagram, on TikTok. Our handle is This Is Chlorine. It's a little bit convoluted nowadays and a little oversaturated, so that's the easiest way to find it. You can watch our new music video on YouTube, and you can find links to all that in our Instagram bio. That's really the best way to go about it.
Cool.
nice.
Where can people find stuff about us, John?
Not on TikTok. We're not
No.
good dancers.
No. But everything else.
Everything else, if you want to go to thehighgain.com
Sure.
or The High Gain on Instagram or Facebook, If I could put us on like the QFC shop at home site, I would, because that would be funny.
But then I come over here and you're totally just sitting on your phone surfing Pinterest all day. So I don't know.
Anyway, that gives our viewers a lot to look at, a
Yep.
lot to listen to.
Yep.
Jared, we have to thank you so much for showing up and talking to us.
Oh, totally. Thank you for having me. That was a blast.
Cool. I think we should do this again next week. We'll find another person with a dog.
Oh,
Good idea.
All right.
all right.
Thanks, Jared.
Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a good night.